Hey, I'm Jen and this is my channel. As many of you know, I am a woman in long-term recovery. I'm also a CARC, a SERPA, a rape crisis counselor, and a trainer of Narcan. So if you look at my description box down below, you'll find the link to my Patreon, merchandise, which I just put out some limited time stuff for Christmas. And, some videos that I've been involved with before and other videos on my channel. And most importantly, you guys will find my Amazon wish list. So my Amazon wish list is items that I use to help people in my local community who are in need, as we all are, especially during this lovely time of COVID. So if you look below, you'll find all that and, whatever else is on there. Don't forget to enter our Wellness Wednesday contest for a free yoga mat and blocks. It is open worldwide. I'm not just going to do it just for the US. That kind of stinks. So it's open to you all. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about triggers. Everyone constantly asks me and wants to know what my triggers are, especially with my line of work. If me working with the people that I work with and, doing the things that I've done, if that triggers me or what is a trigger for me. So everybody in recovery has different things, you know what I mean? People had different tweaks, as we would call them, while they were getting high, different things that they participated in or made them feel a certain way or got them off, so to speak. And in recovery, for me, I find that it's just the same exact way as well. And for me, oddly enough, seeing people get high, being around it, or being around people that I know are actively using or come to me while they are high, believe it or not, it's not a trigger for me. It is actually, it's like it reaffirms why I want to be sober. It actually makes my sobriety stronger. I've had people come to me and give me their drugs to test, and I've had heroin, meth. I mean, I've had a multitude of things, that I used to partake in my hands, and it just doesn't do it for me anymore. And I was really, really nervous the first time someone was like, can you test my drugs for me? And this was probably the beginning of COVID. So I'd already had some time behind me, but I was just super, they were like, can you test this for me? I don't know how to. And they were already clearly very high. And I was like, yes, of course. With my mouth acted before my brain could. And I was like, I don't know. I think it's myself I don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea. But then they came and they brought it and I was like, all right, I did what I had to do. I just followed the directions, so to speak, for fentanyl test strips, and I concentrated solely on that. And then I went in the bathroom to I wanted to flush everything. I didn't want anything hanging around. And I looked down at it and I was like, damn. Never again will I let this little container full of stuff be more powerful than me. Never again will I let this little insignificant but so significant thing in my life be in charge ever again. It just really solidified some stuff for me. And I think, I don't know. I think I needed that to really see where I was at mentally. And now it's kind of second nature for me. I don't know. And for me, I know a lot of people cash is a trigger for them, right? For me, not having enough is my problem, my worry. And I don't mean having enough, so I can go shopping every day. I mean, but who doesn't love retail therapy? But for me, that's not it. I'm worried about oh my God, am I going to have money in the bank? I don't ever want to be as poor as Jared and I were ever again. And I don't mean struggling. I mean, like I've said in the past, we had a generator. We if the food bank didn't give us food, we didn't have food. Like, we were poor. I don't ever want to live that life again where I have to determine what's important to wash for clean clothing and what's not because we don't have enough laundry detergent. You know, I don't ever want to live where like we don't have toilet paper or have to use paper towels for toilet paper or washcloths. Like, our addiction led us down such a shitty path. Like, there's no nice way to say it. Like, we were such bad addicts that that's all that there was to us. I actually asked Jared, like, I said, let's do a video of what it was like dating each other while we were high and stuff. And he was like, no. He's like, are you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, we weren't peaches, neither one of us. Like, I know I was shitty. And he was too, you know? And he was like, no. He's like, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about that. And I was like, all right, I'll respect that. I mean, so for me, like now, you know what really gets my blood pressure up? I don't know why. Maybe because every time they pull me over, I've gotten arrested. Like, regular cops, I'm okay with, but state troopers, like, I freak out when I'm driving past them. Like, my heart could probably pop out of my mouth. It just, I don't know, like, that for me is, I don't want to say it's a trigger because it's not a trigger. It doesn't make me want to go use, but it's definitely a leftover residual bad feeling from my past. Yeah, I mean, not having enough money, not being able to pay bills, not being able to put food on the table, not being able to pay rent, not being able to, you know, buy toilet paper or laundry detergent, you know, just like everyday things that people take for granted, I freak out about, like, I worry about all the time. Like, and when I get down to like a certain amount of money in my bank account, like, I genuinely have anxiety attacks behind it. Like, it freaks me right the fuck out because I think, oh my God, like, it could all be gone so quickly because gas in the car, food on the table, like a light bill or whatever. And then I could be stuck with nothing and have nothing and da 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 da. Like, and I literally, like, to the point that Jared's like, babe, relax. Like, it will never be like that again. Like, it's okay, relax. And I panic. I panic. Like, I drive him crazy. So that is, for me, is just, absolutely a residual feeling from my past, as well as, you know, driving past state troopers whenever I see New York state troopers. And the crazy part is they've never treated me poorly, ever. But every time they pull me over, I've gotten arrested. Like, every single solitary time. Even in the past, if it was something simple like driving without a license, you know, because it was aggravated driving without a license because I had been doing it for, I don't know, 2 years, you know. So that absolutely is a huge part of a residual for my past. So it's a trigger for me. And most of my triggers now are like anxiety triggers because I don't know why bad feelings like that, it's so hard to make them go away. And it just freaks me right out. I tend to be a little hoarderish with certain things. And I think that's like a residual also from never having anything because all we did was buy and sell drugs. Like, yeah, it's just craziness, you know. I'm really blessed when it comes to being able to help other people who are still in the recovery community. And instead of it triggering me to want to get high from being around people who are actively using, actively high, seeing them get high, yada, yada, yada. Like, it makes me never want to use drugs ever again. I'm unbelievably blessed and have come as far as I have because of hard work at 100%, but because I finally gave myself a chance, and for a long time I didn't. So yeah, my triggers are different than what most people in recovery's triggers are. Nothing really triggers me to want to get high. Things just trigger my anxiety of past bad thoughts, if that makes sense. Yeah. I don't really think I've ever really like been like damn, I want to get high. But there's certain things that I stay away from. Like there's a website, bluelight.org, that I used to frequent every day back when we were doing math, that I absolutely will not go on, will not look at, will not partake in it at all. I'm a huge like chemistry buff. Like I love chemistry, biology, all of that. And that site breaks it down into like chemical compounds and reactions and this and that. And I used to literally get high and just scroll and learn everything I could about it. That was a major tweak for me. So I absolutely just do not go on that site. And another thing that I truly genuinely feel is another reason, which would be a main trigger for me, is my mom. She's always been. So I don't speak to her at all. And as of today, I am A-okay with that. If Bella needed me to speak to her for something, I would by all means. But as far as the relationship between her and I, it is okay for me to say that is toxic in my life and I cannot have that in my life. I love you for giving me life. I love you for being the grandmother that you're being to my daughter and for being a strong female role model in her life when I couldn't be. But that's it and that's all it will ever be. I will no longer allow that type of negativity and hostile relationship in my life, and that's okay. And it has taken me 41 years, 40 years, because I've known this for about a year now. It is okay for me to say, you cannot come in my life. You do not have a place in my life, whether you are my mother, my brother, my sister. It is okay for me to say, I'm taking care of me and I'm protecting me, and that is part of it. So, yeah. And speaking of Bella, I got a court date today, guys. I'm not going to announce it yet because I just want to keep some things a little private. But I will say it is for January. And I'm super duper excited. They skipped out on the mediator and went straight to the judge, which makes me even happier because I absolutely adore this judge. So keep sending up those prayers for us, guys, and all the support and love. You guys killed it on sending the food that I needed for the people here. I made up a bunch of food boxes the other day and still had leftovers. So I'm really grateful for that. A friend of mine and his lady friend, my friend Will, they donated a $100 and something gift card to a local food store here. So everyone who got a box, I went and I got milk, bread, eggs, just things that I normally don't have access to. So I went and did that. One guy, he was like, can you get me a bottle of soda? So I went and bought him a whole case of Mountain Dew and stuff. So, you know, it was just super nice to be able to do that and add in some extra goodies that I'm not able to do because I usually only have like dry goods and stuff. Yeah. You guys are amazing as always. And I hope you enjoy this video and I will see you all on Friday. Bye.